It's finally Friday. It's Friday, Friday.
Thank God it's
Welcome back to the Friday Show, presented by DRF Bets. I'm Scott Jagow, along with Ray Paulick, who is clearly not in any studio. He's in Southern California. How's the weather, Ray?
Well, the weather is great, Scott. I'm sitting outside the paddock at Del Mar, just waiting now for the horses to come out for the first race.
You got a couple of months to wait. All right, we're going to talk some Kentucky Derby, of course, because we're at the end of the road. But first, since you're at Del Mar, we might as well talk about California Chrome, who made news again this week. The drama never seems to end around this horse, where the connections were talking about asking Del Mar to boost the purse for the Pacific Classic if they want California Chrome to run in it. What do you think?
Well, they make it sound like $1 million, which is the purse for the Pacific Classic, is nothing. That's a lot of money in some places, as far as I'm concerned. They want it to be boosted to $2 million, which I think is ridiculous. They've tried to squeeze money out of Del Mar before. They wanted $50,000 a couple of years ago just to parade the horse. This was back when Steve Coburn was co-owner with Perry Martin. He sold his interest to TaylorMade Sales. But Perry Martin clearly is trying to chase the record of leading money earners set in Japan. California Chrome is only the leading American money winner. He's going after the all-time record, the world record.
Yeah, and it just comes off as distasteful. A couple of times they've done things that, are controversial or questionable, and okay, let it slide maybe once or twice, but they just keep doing it, and it just bugs me because I wish they just let the horse do the talking and just keep quiet for a while. Just let us enjoy the horse.
Well, in this year's Pacific Classic already could be a pretty good race. We've got Beholder coming back, the champion mare who won the race last year. Dortmund, pretty good horse, could be in this year's field. And who knows who's going to come out of the Triple Crown and come back west. We know how good the California 3-year-olds are. So it could be a pretty good race. And to pull California Chrome out of this race over money, to me, is greedy.
Ray, the Derby trail that started last September 12th with 34 prep races is now down to 2 this weekend, and then we're going to know pretty much who's in the Kentucky Derby field. It looks like Nyquist and everybody else at this point, with a few weeks left. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking the 3 preps last weekend really looked to me the optical test weren't very strong. I don't think we're going to see the Kentucky Derby winner coming out of any of those races, the Wood, the Santa Anita Derby, or the Bluegrass. One thing I noticed was that 2 of the 3 winners came out of the Tampa Bay Derby, which was run by Destin, so his connections have got to be feeling pretty good right now. But I think this weekend's Arkansas Derby could give us the final clue for the Kentucky Derby. I think this race came up pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, who do you like, though?
Well, Cupid is the obvious favorite in the race, and if he runs back to the way he ran in the Rebel or moves up a couple lengths, he's going to be tough. But there's a horse in there called Unbridled Outlaw that I've been high on for a long time, trained by Dale Romans. The horse has a lot of talent, but if he runs well in the Arkansas Derby, he could leapfrog to Kentucky with a big effort, I think, in the Derby.
And I think Whitmore, who's finished second in his last 2, but needs to finish off his races. He's got a lot of talent. I like him a lot. And let's not forget that Todd Pletcher has won the Arkansas Derby 4 times. That's twice as many as Bob Baffert. And he has won it twice with long shots, including Danza at 41-1. He's got a horse in here named Gettysburg. Just don't let him go off the tote board too high is all I have to say. But I do disagree with you about last weekend's preps in part because I did like what I saw from Brody's Cause and in particular my man Sam, who ran huge from the outside post. 8 paths, swept the whole field, and was closing like a freight train. I think he's improving by leaps and bounds. While Exaggerator in the Santa Anita Derby, you could credit the sloppy track by the son of Curlin and the speed up front. He's run 9 races now, and I think he's figuring it out. I think he's getting confident and comfortable, and I think he is a dangerous threat on Derby Day.
Well, you've got to give the Genius of the Week award to Patty Gallagher, the trainer of Trojan Nation, who was a maiden in Southern California that he shipped all the way to New York to run second in the Wood. It kind of makes you wonder how good that field was, but also it makes you think Patty maybe knew something that we didn't.
let's mention that the Lexington Stakes is also this weekend, and there are 10 points on the line. If Swipe were to win, he might be able to sneak into the Derby field. He finished second 4 consecutive times to Nyquist last year, let's not forget. And this is his first start since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He's an interesting item who at least could make an impact somewhere along the Triple Crown trail.
Yeah, some are complaining that the point system isn't fair to a horse like Swipe. You can't change the system for one horse. I think the point system is good the way it is.
And the whole point of it is to have 3-year-old form at distances close to the Derby. So there you go. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Friday Show presented by DRF Bets. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.